Geoff Wilson here with the newly crowned champ, Chad the Monster Anheliger. How are you, brother?
I'm doing awesome, man. Got some nice weather here in Calgary, so I'm doing great today.
It was last weekend you were in Chilliwack to get the bantamweight title. You already had the flyweight title. I watched that fight on Fight TV. An amazing performance, and it wasn't easy, was it?
No, it wasn't easy, but that's what you really want out of a high level fight and a high profile fight. That's the point of it, is to fight somebody tough, skilled, so that we can put on a show and get a chance to showcase a little bit of what we're all about and what this Canadian top level talent is like. So I got big respect for Craig for really pushing me. I had to I had to work hard, dig deep, and be patient and get it done. So I'm really happy I got the opportunity.
Yeah, it was fantastic to watch, and for anybody who likes watching striking fights, they'll be smiling every time they see you in the ring. I want to ask you what's next, but before I ask you what's next, you're one of the greatest comeback stories that you can talk about. When you look at your record and you look at it, and you're like 7-0, six finishes in the last seven, two belts. Like, come on, guys! Like, what's next for you? Do you think, my friend?
Well, yeah, the record's kind of funny. Don't call it a comeback is kind of a line I'll use on it, because I took it. I just kind of went the long way. I took some lumps and I did some learning real early in my career, and took some bad fights, matchups, weight classes, short notice, things like that. Those aren't. I don't use them as excuses, but those are just learning experiences. And yeah, I wouldn't be as good as I am right now and have this streak and have all this momentum if it wasn't for what I went through early. So I don't look negatively back on it at all. That's what makes you as good as you can be. And right now, I'm at the top of my game, and that rocky start had a lot to do with it. So I'm feeling great now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if we take a look at it, and we start talking about organizations that are out there, let's talk about the UFC first. You're training with Amin Hakeem. You're training with lots. I mean, Brian Bird's out there, but you had guys from the Ultimate Fighter, Nick Ring, there as well as the gunslingers out there too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get all I could possibly ask for and more out of my gym. I mean, my head coach, Brian, has tons of UFC experience in coaching, so he's been around a lot, and my training partners do as well. So I can lean on those guys a little bit while I'm gearing up myself for to continue, advancing my career. Things like that. I mean, everybody has that same question. I've been answering it all week: is what's next? What's next? Everybody wants to know, but as much as they want to know, I want to know. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I have a lot of trust in Brian and my team to make sure we're making the right call. But man, the opportunities are so many out there right now. I mean, Rise FC has been so good to me, giving me some opportunities. I know they want to keep giving me great opportunities as well. And then big spots like the UFC. I mean, just to get that international exposure, the big show, get your feet wet, and start getting ready to really take on the best guys in the world, because that's where I feel I'm at. I'm ready to take on all those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to take a look at one step up, and you look at, we know the relationships there to UFC, you're likely going to have conversations going up in the future here. But if we talk about, if you had your choice between Bellator, Brave, and ONE FC, what do you see in those three organizations that you would like to drive forward to?
It's such a great feeling to have so many great opportunities right now. I mean, they're all just fantastic, and they all have different cool things that get me excited. Like ONE FC, just the travel, the international experience, the lower weight classes, the wider rule set. Allowing knees and kicks to the head on the ground. That's something that gets me excited. Adding more violence to our sport. If you ever watch me and my style, like any other ways to finish, I'm always a fan of it. So there's cool opportunities there. I mean, it's everybody though. Bellator, getting more North American exposure, being able to show my skills on national TV, things like that. I know it's only good for me. I love showing off what I've been training for, and Brave is doing a lot of cool things too. I heard a lot of great things about them, how they treat the fighters, but same thing, lower weight class guys, and those international organizations seem to have a little bit more of a push in the striking area. That those are the guys that they're signing. Those are how the fights are finishing. and I can 100% be the champ in any one of those organizations within a year.
100%. I love that attitude. I love the fact that you've shown it by coming up through the ranks with tough losses at the beginning of your career and then becoming the best Chad, the monster Anheliger that you are right now, and really thinking you're peaking and will surprise people once you get into the big show. Anybody you wanted to say thank you to?
Just everybody who support me right now, man. It feels so good. I mean, that was such a big risk reward fight, moving up and taking on Craig to try and become the double champ. And I already took the risk, and now this week it's all reward time, man. It feels so good. Getting lots of support, lots of great messages, and just people real happy for me. So it feels real good, man.
Man, I love it, and I'm excited to see where you get to next. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Right on, brother.